Right, so another game of Melody. Now, we need to start thinking about cards on the chopping block. So this round's on me, right? I definitely like the fact that it's a clutch draw extension. It just enables the consistency of the deck to be a little bit greater, right? It's not fantastic because of the benefit we're giving the opponent, but the fact that then we can chain it into our big draw sequence, which isn't strictly about pitch stacking, right, and getting the power of Final Act up, but just finding all the pieces and making it consistent to draw through the majority of the deck. Visette. I think we just want to go first. I think the majority of the time we just want to go first. How much Arcane? Definitely the Lantern, the gloves, and you know what, we'll take the boots as well. Oh, no, never mind. Go back to the physical setup and continue our little chat while we look for someone else. So the defensive options like Oasis Respite, I think, have really been coming in useful, right? Just that little bit of extension. Remembrance to Encore is definitely probably a reversion I'm going to make. Couple more attacks, right? I like the idea of Snag. We haven't actually really gotten it off, but I like the idea. Reinforce the line, probably get rid of. Again, I like taking the instants because at least you can just burn them, right? If we draw into Reinforce the line, we can just burn it, even if it's not going to be useful. If we draw it, when we go first or second, it's just a card to get rid of to increase our draw. Because again, it's just trying to maximize that we draw 4 back in those first few turns, and that way we can really thin down our deck and, get a better chance of pulling off the combo once we go for a big draw sequence. What else? I like the ratio of talismans, right? Again, I feel like we only need to get 1 off to get the right amount of silver. Pick a card is definitely just a win more card, right? So it could be cut, but its upside is so great because if you get 1 off, you don't really need cash out, or I should say you don't really need the amulets. If you get both off, you definitely don't need cash out. What else? Snatch. Snatch is a bit weak of a card, right? I do like the prospect of drawing, but I feel like just taking a bigger blue, because we're never really doing a lot of attacks, or we're not really going, X card into attack. We're just either doing X cards that are progressing our draw, or trying to play a attack that warrants our opponent to get rid of some cards from their hand. So I think just taking a more powerful blue attack is probably a little bit better, right? Both Pursuit of Knowledge and Rifting really want to be blocked. Snatch, at best, they do dump a card. At worst, they just use equipment. So I feel like if we take a more powerful attack, it's going to be a little bit better. Probably Farendel's Fighting Spirit, right? Because that has the block condition as well to regain a point of life, which is great. Oh, there we go. Arakni. Arakni is interesting. We do have a good mix of cards, though. We are going first. We don't need any of the arcane, so we can stay. All right, let's give this a go. Let's see how we fare against Arakni. Our starting hand is okayish. Again, we primarily just want to burn. I really don't want to play this rounds on me, turn 1. So I feel like we're just Talisman, Snag, and burning Oasis. Can we swing as well? We can swing as well, right? Yeah. Okay, so we do that. So we go Talisman, pass. We just play Snag to get rid of it. Pass. We play Oasis to get rid of it. It doesn't really matter what we select. Pitch this round's on me, and then just swing. And then that way, at the very least, we've pushed 4 and we've dumped our hand, right? So again, it's all about cutting that deck down. Blocking with Spike the Bloodrot. So many cards to learn. I don't know. Assassin's big gimmick. I was really big on them when they first came out, but I've just not kept up to date. Either way, again, they get to draw back, so it's not a big deal. I don't think they're a very search-heavy deck. I think they're just play whatever you've got, and it generally works out. Okay, but we got pick a card, tome, and Final Act. This is a good hand. Unfortunately, we're probably going to take some damage. It's good to find the pieces, right? Because Arakni will slowly burn ours away. The ideal play would obviously be just both pick cards and then tome into the arsenal, right? And then maybe even go for Final Act next turn. So Sedate. When this hits hero, create an inertia token under their control. I don't know what inertia is. I don't think it's bad. I think Frailty is a really bad one. I might be wrong. It'd be nice for Talishar if there was a little tooltip, right? You hover over it and you see. But inertia is at the beginning of the end phase, destroy inertia and put all cards from your hand and arsenal on the bottom of your deck. Okay, that's not horrible, right? Because again, we're just trying to burn pick a card. If anything, that just makes us play the tome as well to end off the turn, which still prolongs our goal. Not having the final act for the combo is fine, but we don't have any of the other critical pieces. Even if we had something like cashing out, I could just play it straight away. So yeah, inertia is definitely not that bad. The defending is also not bad, right? Because we're not really going to block a bunch. We're just going to take our little stabs and be happy with it. Smile and grin. Oh, they're a dagger toss deck. Interesting. Again, we can't defend with the tome, so I am slightly tempted to just block with it and negate a little bit of damage. But I don't think it's that big of a deal, right? I don't know what the threshold for Arakni is, but it feels pretty low, because it is just a whole bunch of little hits. It's mainly the token generation that could be worrisome, or regeneration, I should say. See what their last card is. Did they ping with the hurl? Processing, the hit effect is just 3. Don't know if they did. Doesn't look like they did. Okay, so now Springlow. If there's no cards in your hand, so for 5. So this, we probably want to mitigate a little bit of damage, right? So I could just do both pick cards and block the full damage. It's probably a smarter play, right, than the draw. It is a bit annoying that we lose the final act, but it's going to the bottom anyway, so it's sort of equivalent, right? I'm going to have to remembrance it anyway. Yeah. Yeah, we'll block with both, because it's going to be a little bit longer of a game. And we just play both pick cards. Try and generate the silver. Okay, pick card. Prowl. Why not? 2, that's good. We'll go Wither, because that wasn't revealed once. Ooh, Sean Sharp would have been better. But we did get 1 off of Wither, so that's fine. So we got some silver generation, which is good. There's a remembrance, right? So we can get pick a card back as well, which is going to be an interesting concept. We just have a bunch of block. The amulet's not super impactful, but we definitely want to hold on to the remembrance. Even if they inertia us again, right? Our turn would just be amulet remembrance, and then these 2 cards are just for blocking. Yeah, so it's probably just wait for their high hitting attack again, go rifting into reinforce the line. When this hits a hero crate, any under their control, they get to pick. I assume they're going to pick inertia again, but seeing as we have nothing, I'm just going to let go. Frailty. I feel like Frailty was the bad one. Do I block now? Go again. Next attack action, you play this turn. Okay, no, so I should block that, right? And I should just overblock it to make sure. So we'll block with rifting. Pass. See if they do anything, see if they swap it. No. Yeah, because it's just the next attack action you play, not the one that lands. So yeah, I definitely want to block with her. I mean, we know what's in their hand. Not that I have really remembered it, but what can you do? So it is going to hit, right? Because that puts it to 6, and we can only get, fortunately, to 4. Yeah. Is it worth blocking the damage then? I'm not going to, because I want them to think inertia is a strong pick. So we're going to take the 4 and hope that they do create inertia. So we get Blood Rot, we get Frailty, and hopefully off of the Toxic Tips they pick inertia. The Blood Rot, we need 3 to prevent 2. And then, yeah, Frailty's... Okay, so Frailty's the dud one, right? Does nothing for us. Inertia is worrisome when we have the combo, but then keeping the 3 for the Blood Rot Pox is the issue. Question is, what chain do they trigger in, right? Because we can reinforce the line to prevent Blood Rot. Sean Sharp was their other one, right? So, yeah, they would have been able to easily get that through if they just used all of their reactions. They didn't go with inertia, so that's the sad part. So I think we just remembrance, right? And then, yeah, and then just pay for the Blood Rot. Okay, that's not bad at all. So Sean Sharp goes into their arsenal. Our turn is just remembrance. We will take back pick a card, and final act, because pick cards are still burnable. Do I want both though? That's the question. It's kind of worrisome to take both. You know what? I'm going to take Tome. Because again, it allows us to draw through the deck. We're not going to play the Amulet because we need the resources. And I think just having one on board is more than enough. So Blood Rot, Frailty, pass. Yes, we want to pay 3. Yes, we want to pay 3. Okay, Reinforce the Line is better than the Amulet. Yeah, this is not a great hand either. Suppose we're just blocking with the cash out. So we might as well just burn Sigil. Peace of Mind is kind of good because of the Ponder token. Right, it's fine if we burn our whole hand. I'd kind of like to then go Tunic Eye into cash in my next turn. We're most likely taking damage though. So it's whether or not... You know, we wait and see what tokens they generate. Either way, I'm pitching into Peace of Mind or holding it for the cash in. That's the question. If they create more Blood Rot, then obviously we want Peace of Mind. I feel like we can't fully block it unless I had picked the Tunic. So either way, we're getting the Frailty token. Again, Frailty doesn't do much. So I'm going to pass and see what their other cards are. We are quite low, which is not a good sign. But we have shuffled. So technically, you know, if the circumstances were right, we could probably just go for the combo next turn. They're doing Prowl. This Prowl does not have Go Again, right? But they do have the Snapdragons for it. So I do kind of need to block. Again, if I can just survive this turn, we have a decent shot of going for the combo. Snapdragons for another attack. Problem is, if I have to do anything, right, if I have to block, if I have to dump my cards, then it becomes a no-win scenario, because we're not going to survive the next turn. I can probably get away with Sigil. Cash-in can be replenished with gold. I need cash-in and 1 blue. That's how I can make this work. Ideally, again, cash-in off of the Tunic and Eye. Take the 3 and just see what their last attack is. Again, they have the Short and Sharp, which is really worrisome. So we can only block 3. And Short and Sharp is a +2, I think. Yeah, and they're just using Spider Bite. I kind of need to dump the Tunic. Right, and we have no other 0 block. That becomes a 2. When they defend with 1 more attacking cards, no. I have to defend by equipment. Okay. So I guess we're blocking with the cash-in. Because the -1... Well, we don't have attack action, so the -1 isn't that bad. You know what? I'm going to let it slide. Again, it all just depends on what their card is. We just need to survive this turn. So it's Short and Sharp. Makes it a +4. So through Peace of Mind, right, we can prevent 2. And through the Sigil, we can get +1. So pitch the Eye. This allows us to see what we're drawing, which is good. So we have to go for it off of a very, very thin hand, which is the worry. We use the gold full cash in. Then at least we get 2 back. Then we just start drawing through silver. If we draw into Art of War, we lose. If we draw into Tome, we have the resource from Fairytale Spring Tunic to make that positive draw. Yeah, so it's doable. It's just going to be luck. Right, whether or not we can salvage this on 1 HP. But they still, if they have 1 attack, right, off of Blossom Spring, they could still win. Okay, cash out does not actually help us, right? Because if we draw into cash out, it's just silver, but it's a -1 to the cards. No, you know what? Paying for cash in with silver will allow us to float 2 resources, which will be better. But again, this is all predicated that we survive on 1 HP. All depends on Blossom of Spring and whatever this last card is. Should I have blocked with the Tunic? Yeah. Well, it's most likely more than one. No, if I blocked with the Tunic anyway, it would have gone up. So we can block with Cash In. Oh, God. We have the Ponder token, at least. But then we have to go one more turn, which does not suit us whatsoever. But I mean, we have to, because we want to survive. So we know Ponder's going to draw Cash In. Yeah, Cash Out, sorry. Then go into our arsenal. Ooh. Surviving on 1 HP is just a huge issue. We need the exact same setup, but where we keep Cash In. Okay. It doesn't really matter which resolves. But I suppose with Blood Rod, you'd want Ponder first. Cash In, Cash Out. I always get them confused. Ah, this is not a great hand. We're yellow, so cycling's bad. We're no attack actions, so buffing the block is bad. Peace of Mind is at least prevent 2, but they can do more than 2. Next time you'd be dealt damage, prevent 2 of that, which is also a nightmare, right? Because we have no simple block against this. And we have to block everything that comes out. So we're pitching an Art of War into Peace of Mind. I don't think we can bring this back. I mean, the longer we take, the better odds of getting the combo off. But yeah, it's not looking good with 1 HP. Second, Spider Bite. So this one has to be blocked with this round's on me. So any attack action will probably be our undoing then. If we had an attack, at least I could have like cycled with Art of War, looked for something better, but we just didn't. Ugh. All we can do. The other thing that, what's the card? Pick a card, any card, right? Allows us to do is potentially swap out equipment. So I could take, you know, a defensive option for the gloves instead. Or even, no, yeah, it's basically just a glove slot, right? Something that will allow us to block even just a little bit for this type of scenario, right? That can alleviate the card burden. Yeah, no, there you go. So why wouldn't you just help from the start? I guess the prevent damage would have been in our favor. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. See ya.